So doctor, if you go out of town for 2 weeks, what will happen to the hospital's revenue? If your answer is revenue will fall, then you have not set up a medical business, doctor. What you have set up is a clinical practice with you having a job. And as the founder of this hospital, you can never leave this job. Let me tell you what I'm hearing. In just the last few months, I sat down with more than 40 hospital and clinic owners from across India. One of them told me that the hospital only operates when he's present in the building. Another one told me that he's the first one to walk into the hospital at 8 a.m. and the last one to walk out at 8:30 p.m. Another hospital owner told me that she makes 80% of the decisions in her hospital. Many of them told me that it is very difficult for them to take just the simplest of vacations. Even on their day off, they will get multiple calls from the hospital. They could be in a family function, they could be in a family emergency. Doesn't matter. They will still get calls from the hospital. Eye hospitals, dental clinics, skin clinics, orthopedic hospitals, IVF centers, diagnostic. The specialty changes, the size changes, the city changes, the scale changes. But the trap does not change. And if you're watching this at 11 p.m. at night, after OPD, after dinner, after everybody has gone to sleep, then you know I'm describing you, doctor. So let me name this properly, because if a problem has a name, it's easier to solve it. I call it the DODO Trap, the doctor-owned, doctor-operated trap. So you own the hospital and you control everything that's inside this hospital. So at 9 a.m. you're doing surgery, you're the surgeon. At 11 a.m. between seeing patients, you're approving some plumbing work, so now you're maintenance. At 4 o'clock, you're approving a poster, so now you're marketing. At 7 o'clock, you're looking at collections, so now you're an accountant. And finally, at 9:30, you find the time to do the one thing that nobody else can do, which is look at tomorrow's surgical files. This happened over a period of time. You just started saying, I will do it myself for one small thing and another. And slowly but surely, your team allowed you to handle all of it. And I want you to know this. This is not your fault. Medical college taught you medicine, but they skipped that entire chapter on how to run a business around your medicine, how to run the business side of your clinical practice. And this is not just your challenge. Every hospital owner in India is sitting in the same trap. You are not weak. You are just untrained in a subject that nobody was willing to teach you. Now, what does this trap cost you? It costs you in many ways. Let's look at some of them. The first one, your travel. Every time you travel, revenue will crash. So your family vacation already has a price tag printed on it. You are not taking a break. You're paying to stay away. That's what happens. Price number 2. If you decide to ever sell this hospital or bring in an investor or a buyer, let's look at the scenario from the buyer's point of view. See, the buyer doesn't want to buy a building. A building he can buy on any road. What he wants to buy is a medical business where patients are coming in and old patients are coming back and the systems are running without you having to stand on the floor on a daily basis. That's what he wants to buy. But let's be honest about what it is that you have actually built. You've built a hospital that only runs when you are in the building. You see, beyond the building, the buyer cannot buy you. You are not for sale. He wants to buy a medical business. And unless you can set up the business that it can run without you overseeing daily, there is no value for the buyer to buy. He will just walk away. 20 years you've put into this service and you are unable to get any value out of it. You are unable to even pass it on to anybody. It will end the day you retire. Number 3, work-life balance. Burnout is quiet, but it is real, doctor. How long can you keep doing this? Think about your last few vacations. Think about the friends, the family, the functions that you've missed. I know an orthopedic hospital owner who wants to sell his hospital just because he's tired of running it. It is a profitable hospital. Economically, it's doing very well. The hospital is winning. But the doctor is losing. He's exhausted. He's unable to carry on anymore. And that would be the cruelest price to pay. Your own health when the hospital's health is really good. So there has to be a system around this. And I know you've tried to fix this. So let's be honest about how you tried to fix it. So you hired a manager. Now a manager without a system is just another expensive employee. He will keep coming back to you for all the decisions. At some point, you will just take the decisions back. You told your family you will slow down after 1 year. Now you've been saying that for 5 years. You delegated for 2 weeks. Then one mistake happened, one patient complained, and you took that entire mandate back onto your own table. Does that sound familiar, doctor? And here is why this failed. Because it was a quick fix. Quick fixes cannot build a system. You need a system to run the hospital without you being inside it. Working harder is not going to solve this. Building a system will solve it forever. So tomorrow morning, try this. Take your senior most employee, not in a meeting, just pull them aside to the counter and quietly ask them, if I stop coming for 3 months, what will stop and in what sequence? Don't say anything after that, just listen. Whatever they bring up first, the OT, the referrals, the counseling, the OPD, whatever they say first, that is the part of the hospital that cannot run without you. And that is the part of the hospital where you are an employee, not the owner. You need a system for that part of it. You need to build systems to fix these pieces. You need a system in a hospital to fix these exact challenges. And then, doctor, if they keep going one thing after another, please don't get angry. Please don't stop them. They are not trying to insult you. They are just describing a hospital that slowly but surely has become dependent on one person. You. For years, you were proud of the fact that you made everything happen at the hospital. Tonight, sit harder with that thought. The pride has become your boundary. Can this be fixed? Of course, I have seen it happen. A large hospital group launched a new hospital. They achieved 50 OPD in 45 days. Then they launched another hospital where they achieved 50 OPD on the day of the launch. Neither of these required their founder or chairman to be on the floor to make it happen. They had a system and a team to make it happen. That is a business. That is a medical business that can run without you having to stand on the floor. Quick revision, doctor. Number 1, the DODO Trap. You are the surgeon, CEO, HR, marketing, maintenance. 5 jobs, 1 person. Number 2, there is a price to pay. When you travel, revenue will crash. There is no value in the hospital without you being in it. And your burnout is quiet but real. It will happen. Finally, quick fixes cannot build a system. You need a system to run the hospital without you having to stand on the floor every day. I'm Mehirr Nath Choppra, also known as Doctor of Laxmi. I spent the last 30 years building revenue engines across multiple industries, in hospitals, in real estate, in media, in defense. I help doctors build a medical business around their clinical practices. So if that is something that interests you, every month I open up a few slots to speak with doctors like you. So if that's a conversation you'd like to have, you will find the link in the description. In the meanwhile, take very good care of yourself and please leave a comment on which video I should do next: staff management, referral management, or Google management. And subscribe if you don't want to lose me forever.